Hi, I'm Wayne Smith, and I'm going to show you how to plant beans. Here they are, planted in some damp paper, newspaper, or any kind of tissue paper. Put into a Ziploc bag and put them in a nice warm place over top of an aquarium where there's a heater or someplace nice and warm on top of your fridge. And then I'll show you how to roll up some newspaper on a piece of pipe, any size of pipe, small pipe, big pipe, or a jar, and make a paper roller. And then what I've done is I've put them into another pot, and I've put some moss that the neighbors conveniently throw out, and I've packed the moss in around the bottom just a little bit of the pot. And making the paper roller is very simple. You can either leave the end open or you can fold it over, make a little bottom to it, whatever you like. I'm trying both methods here. I put a little bit of moss in the bottom to hold the soil eventually. And once the beans are germinated after about 3 days, I'll put them in here with some soil. So I'll show you how to roll up the paper. It's very easy. Start off with some green tape all ready to go. Just if you've got a bunch of pots to make up, just rip yourself off a bunch of bits. Here's any size of tape will do. And start with some paper, preferably not colored, but I don't think it matters too much. You can take, somebody said it's vegetable dye, and I think the vegetable dye is safe. I fold up a number of pieces at once, just once in half. This is our local newspaper. Fold it in half. One piece of paper for a roll. If you're just using 2-inch ABS pipe, works fine, it's good size. And it makes them about the right height. So there you go, just fold them in half like that. And put it on the pipe. And if you're going to fold the bottom over, start it a little bit past, maybe an inch or so past. You can see the end of the pipe there, because you're going to fold it under like that. But for this one, I'm just going to put moss in the bottom to hold the soil, and I'm going to make it a little bit like that. It's real easy to roll up. And if you've got all your tapes all ripped off and ready to go, just grab one, smack it on there, and you're pretty well done. So there's the first one. And I've already put about 5 in this size of pot, which will grow up into a nice group of beans. Sometimes they come out the side, but that's okay. You can put a little plastic, a little poly over top. So then I just take a bit of my neighbor's good old sphagnum moss from the bush, from their lawns, whatever. Put a little bit in the bottom, like that. Just holds the soil. And then I just take my long unused hammer here and put it to use again. Since I've given up carpentry, I've got to find some use for my hammer, don't I? So there it is. Oh. Okay, sometimes it falls out. Put a little more in, maybe. A little handful. Pack it down gently. There, it makes a little spot. It adds air. It allows air and moisture, and it makes the transplanting a little easier if you want to just cut the newspaper and tear it apart. It just makes it go a little bit simpler. And also, if you put a little moss in the bottom of your pot, it will wick up the water better. So you'll get in fact, if you use whatever you put in the bottom of a pot, if you're going to put it on top of another, like a wet surface, put it on, like if you put sand down, and put your pot on sand, put sand in the bottom of the pot. There's a wicking between similar materials that you use. If you use dissimilar materials, it doesn't wick water up and supply the plant as well. So that's why I'm trying moss. And it is a bit of an experiment this year, but so far things are looking pretty good. There we are.